Hello everyone, and here we are with a crate challenge. Today we're going to be playing GIGALISK. This is the old school GIGALISK list that I played way back in the day, around March, back when Avatar was very strong. We played GIGALISK as a counter, because the Basilisk could counter Avatars. So we're going to be playing an updated version of this deck. So obviously the metagame has changed a lot in the time since then. The main change has been the stealth tank is no longer as powerful as it was. Wheels are no longer as powerful as they were. And Basilisk, I believe, is no longer as necessary as it once was. So we're going to make some updates to this deck for the current metagame. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put Chemical Buggy in instead of Wheels. I really want a very heavily powerful anti-infantry unit. And I think the Chemical Buggy is probably the best one. We're going to need a cheap unit, though, if we play the Chemical Buggy. So we're going to play Riflemen instead of Flamers. And the deck is very expensive, so we're going to play Scavengers instead of Lasers. Alternatively, what we could do is play the Wheels and the Flamers instead of the Chemical Buggy and the Militants, and simply swap out the Lasers for the Scavengers. I think Laser swap to Scavenger is a very, very strong choice in the current metagame, especially with a deck like this that's quite expensive. The extra money makes a big difference. Scavengers are very good with Chemical Buggy and with Giga, because they things often will die whilst they're blocking. Either you have Scavengers blocking for a Chemical Buggy, and then the Chemical Buggy kills nearby infantry, and the Scavengers make money, or they block it for a Giga, and the Giga melts everything, and then you gain a lot of money from the Scavengers. So yeah, I would say that either this or this is probably the updated list for this deck. But we're going to start with the Chemical Buggy and the Rifles, because I think Chemical Buggy is really good both with Scavengers and Oksana. Alright, so let's get started and see how it goes. We are still playing the Stealth Tank, because we need anti-air. Stealth Tank is not as good as it used to be, but you do need a very strong anti-air unit if you're going to be playing both Giga and Basilisk. And Stealth Tank, we don't want to play the Phantom because then we have to change building, but we are going to play the Stealth Tank. One of the things I anticipate this deck being weak to in the early game is Venoms, Talons, Drone Swarm. Basically cheap anti-infantry air units. Because we don't have access to bikes, which are the best counter, they're going to be quite a difficult thing to deal with. Alright, so our opponent has walked into our Rifles for some reason. We're going to move our Scavengers over to make sure we get the Tiberium. And we're going to make more Rifles. Make sure we're in the area to get the money. And then we're going to get the money from our Riflemen dying. And then we're going to move up and support our Rifles here. Alright, so he has gone Chemical Buggy. We're going to let our Scavengers just tank this. If we try and run away, he'll just chase us down anyway, so it's better just to get some damage in. And then we're going to make a Giga to counter the Chemical Buggy. Alright, so there goes the Chemical Buggy. Now we'll make some Scavengers to block for the Giga. That's generally going to be our game plan, is to make a Giga and put Scavengers in front of it. And we're going to go and see if he's double harvester. Alright, it doesn't look like he is. Yeah, he still has quite a lot of units on the field. Alright, let's get our Scavengers to block these laser drones. And yeah, we're basically just going to use the power of Giga to deal with most of the things our opponent can throw at us. So here we're going to want to make a Stealth Tank so we can clean up these laser drones quicker. Each volley will take down a whole laser drone squad. We're going to move on to this pad so we have all 3 pads. Alright, so we do take the missile. Push the Giga cannon up. And we'll try and reload our Stealth Tank. Kill these laser drones. Alright, good. Going alright so far. A little bit awkward. Units in this deck are pretty expensive. Let's make a Basilisk. Just because it's something the laser drones can't kill. There's a Phantom, alright. So we're going to make a Stealth Tank for the Phantom. Boost it to make sure it doesn't get near our Basilisk. And then we'll just set up our Basilisk in the middle of the map. So our opponent's just walking into our units for some reason. Alright, that looks like a pretty easy win. Alright, 1-0 with the new GIGALISK.
Mission accomplished. Establishing battlefield control.
Alright, so our next opponent is on Kane. That's usually a good sign because Kane is pretty terrible. If your opponent's playing Kane, you're probably in good shape. We're gonna go rifles first, just in case of a rush of some kind. More likely our opponent just goes double harvester opening because he's playing Kane. We're gonna stand here. Alright, I was gonna say get ready to block his second harvester, but he's gone for flamers. So we're gonna get double militants and set them up in a defensive formation. We're happy just to chill, I think. Let's wait and see if he goes for a second harvester. We do, yeah, there's the second harvester. We do want to be charging the pads. We're going to go for chemical buggy to clean up these flamers. And then we're going to try and get a unit to pressure his harvesters. Probably a Giga cannon. We could make scavengers, they're cheaper, but it'll take them a long time to get there. And their damage output is not so high that they're actually a significant threat. So I think it's better just to go straight for the Giga, which will kill both harvesters very quickly. And probably lock my opponent out of the game. Right, so there's a Venom. That is obviously something that we're a little bit weak to in the early game. Another Venom. So we're going to send our Giga with boost at his harvesters. And then we're going to try and make a stealth tank when we have some money. So as you can see, Giga with boost tears up harvesters pretty quickly. There goes one. We'll go after the other. He's trying to counter it with Venoms, which is odd. Obviously, we're just going to farm his harvesters now. Alright, there's a Centurion. The Giga should take care of pretty easily. Oh no, he killed the Giga. Bad. Alright, we can probably finish it off with these scavengers. Sadly not. And there goes the shield. One more shot. Any day now. There we go. Finally gets there. And we're just going to boost these scavengers and go after his... boost these stealth tanks, sorry, and go after his air units. And that should be game. We have a stealth tank on each pad and a Giga in the middle. Alright, yep. Pretty easy. Pretty expected. Opponent playing Kane.
You are victorious. Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one. New mission received. For the crystals. Building online.
Alright, so opponent playing Solomon, also usually a good sign. We've been asked for a difficulty rating of this deck, 1 to 10. I would say this is a pretty tough deck. You've got to block successfully for your units all the time. You need to use your scavengers effectively. I would say that from 1 to 10, this is probably like probably like an 8. An 8 or a 9. This is like one of the harder decks in the game to play, I think.
Unit offline. Building online.
Alright, so we are going to go chemical buggy for these shock troopers. We're going to move the scavengers in. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but I think it's worth it for the 10 Tiberium. Alright, another 10 there. Very nice. Get a Giga out. He's probably going to respond with a vehicle to my chemical buggy. Yes, he does. So we'll get the Giga set up. Then we'll get more scavengers. Try and block him from getting to the Giga. Alright, very nice. Now, hopefully our opponent doesn't have Orca Bomber. That would be the hardest thing for us to beat in this scenario. Looks like he's just going double harvester, which is the easiest thing for us to beat in this scenario. We're going to boost the Giga Cannon and go after the harvesters. Use the scavengers as well to get even more bank. And then we're just going to make a basilisk with our proceeds. Alright, so we are rich. We have a basilisk. I think we're just going to try and base him with the Giga Cannon and the basilisk. Pretty sure the Giga Cannon is the one that actually does more base damage once it's fully charged. Oh, he surrendered. Okay, cool.
Enemy base destroyed.
Alright, so 3-0.
Establishing battlefield control.
Alright, another Solomon.
2, 1. New objective.
So we'll go harvest first. You can't really get rushed by GDI. Like, all of their rush units have been nerfed into the ground.
Unit ready.
So we've got dogs first, that's fine. We'll micro around for a little bit, wait for the scavengers. Scavengers plus dogs, scavengers plus rifles, or lasers plus rifles, or missiles plus rifles. Any of those combos. The militant unit does enough damage to finish off the dog after one scavenger shot. So by combining the two units together, you actually effectively kill one dog per scavenger shot, as you can see here. Does a little bit of extra damage. So that's a really effective way to deal with those units. Alright, so opponent's gone snipers. We're going to go chemical buggy. We do need to find... I'm actually going to boost just because I want to try and sneak around and get these snipers. Alright, so he has responded appropriately with a pit bull. Chemical buggy does okay damage to the dogs, so I'm just going to leave it fighting the dogs for a little while. And these scavengers are going to die, but that's okay. I'm just going to move them back here and try and get the 10. Didn't get the 10, sadly. I'm just going to make a bunch of scavengers. Going to try and get more money. We're going to block him off with this pad. Unfortunately, there is chemicals there from the chem buggy. Uh-oh, a mohawk. Okay, the mohawk is pretty bad for me. Yeah, the mohawk is really bad for me. I need scavengers. I need to rotate all of my units around. I need a stealth tank, but I obviously can't afford one right now. Snipers are a big problem for scavengers. Scavengers are expensive. And if you don't make money back off of them, they're just worse than laser troops. Okay, so we're going to go stealth tank to take out this mohawk. And then we basically... I think we're just going to spam riflemen for a bit. This is another thing you can do against snipers. One rifleman squad actually doesn't deal with riflemen... Sorry, one sniper squad doesn't deal with riflemen very effectively. So if you just throw a ton of riflemen at a single sniper, it can be very difficult for their sniper to keep up with the sheer weight of units coming towards it. So this can be a very effective way to deal with snipers if you don't have a good answer right away. It's also cheap. You can just throw these 10 ghost units at them over and over and over. And now, because we've been using these cheap units, we managed to save up. We can now afford to... Oh god, an iron cannon. That's not good. And I've accidentally opened emotes. This is not looking good for us. I think we might be dead. And we are dead. Alright, sad. Not a great map for the Giga Cannon deck, I don't think.
Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one. New objective available.
Alright. We're going to open rifles to scout.
Unit ready. Taking position.
Opponent's gone lasers, pretty good for us.
Unit ready. What's needed? Bring them to the unbelievers. Will kill the others. The unbelievers will suffer.
Alright, so we've gone double harvester. We're gonna just go for a Giga to harass it.
Bring them to their knees. Let's go. Let's go. Militia,
There's some flamers, so we'll set up concave against them. Then we'll want rifles to stand in front of our Giga cannon.
enemy catalyst missile incoming. Unit ready.
So a catalyst missile is actually not that hard to dodge. One of the problems is the Jade ability. It's not actually that hard to beat. Alright, so we get chemical buggy to clean up this guy. We get both harvesters and the missile. And then we'll make a basilisk and go after his base. So we'll boost the Giga. And we should kill his base pretty quickly. Alright, there we go.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, so we're gonna try switching our chemical buggy to wheels, just so we have cheaper units to go around the scavengers to make more money.
Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one.
Alright, so we're gonna go wheels first to check for a rush.
Harvester ready.
Alright, no rush. So we'll go harvester. So we want to go into barracks pretty much as quickly as possible. Although if our opponent doesn't make anything, we could just go straight into Giga cannon. Alright, so opponent actually hasn't made a unit yet. Okay, they made scavengers. I'm actually just gonna make a Giga cannon here.
Unit ready.
Oh, so the Giga mirror. Alright, so we're gonna boost our Giga so we get the advantage. So as we boosted our Giga, we killed his very easily. And the Giga kills everything. Alright, nice. Then we take the first missile.
Building online.
We're gonna want stealth tank, I think, to go after his Giga cannon. Alright, so we do get his Giga. Suicide these wheels. And we'll go after his, try and go after his Giga cannon again with the stealth tank. Just waiting for him to push up a little. Now he has to walk into my charged Giga if he wants to fight for the pad. And then we just send our stealth tank to snipe his Giga cannon and that should be game. Alright, cool.
You are victorious. Establishing battlefield control.
I think actually I should open rifles instead of wheels. Now that I thought about it a little more, because I want to be able to go into scavengers quickly. And you can quickly switch into the wheels if you need them against shocks or flames or anything. We're going to open rifles to scout. Opponent's gone lasers, that's good for us. Alright, we'll just let them back up. We're gonna go scavengers to make some bank. He's probably got flamers if he's going lasers first.
What's needed?
Ready treasure hunting.
Currently he's not doing anything. It's chemical warriors. Okay, I mean that makes sense with the jade. Alright, so we're gonna go wheels.
Ready roaming.
What's needed?
Treasure prowling the battlefield.
Interesting. Not sure why my opponent isn't just killing the units. Gave me quite a lot of damage on his chemical warriors by walking around there.
Taking position. Destroy the GD.
Making the hunt is on.
I'm not sure we're going to make it to the pad in time. No. Chemical warriors is definitely a problem for this deck. We just don't have anything that kills chemical warriors.
Treasure hunter here. Scavengers. Ready roaming. We'll track it. Looking to pick up the
I'm
people.
going to try and cat missile my base now.
Ready to hunt.
Yeah, okay, so we'll try and get away from it. Oh, okay.
Looking to
Probably just going to lose to cat missiles here. Cat missiles and laser drone spam.
show me the moolah. Show worth a look, command.
Our base is under attack.
I'll pick up the pieces.
Our base is under attack.
We'll track stove stick quiet, command.
Our base is under
Yeah, I think that's probably game.
incoming.
Yep.
Mission failed.
Okay, so I guess we'll adjust again, go into flamers. Because we can't beat chemical warriors with wheel militant.
We'll go up in flames.
Back when this deck was originally played, wheels beat chemical warriors pretty handily.
Establishing
So you could just play wheels as your main anti-infantry. But that's no longer the case.
new objective available.
Harvester moving.
Building online.
Alright, so we're getting scavenger rushed for some reason. It'll be pretty easy to defend that with wheels. Go and scout out what he's up to now. Spikes. Alright, so we're gonna go Giga.
Building online.
Then we'll go scavengers.
Unit ready.
Looks like it might have been an air tower being built. Yeah, okay. Laser drones again, so put scavengers to defend. Let's go for my harvester.
Worth a fortune.
I really liked my harvester apparently. We're gonna make a stealth tank,
Looking to hunt is on.
and then we're gonna go and take control of the map again.
Ready to hunt. Worth a fortune. Treasure hunting. Ambush.
A lot of laser drones. Alright, we're gonna boost these scavengers.
Ready to salvage.
Unit offline.
Looking scavenge. Ready to hunt.
Unit ready.
Treasure
And we'll just take control of all pads. And that should be my missile.
prowling the battlefield.
Warhead launched.
Worth a fortune. Getting treasure hunting.
Unit offline. Building online.
Show me the moolah.
Unit ready.
Make worth
Get basilisk because we got a lot of spare cash floating.
into the eye.
Then we'll just set up a fortress.
My
Unit offline.
prowling the battlefield. Looking to pick up the pieces.
Unit ready.
Advancing. Our flames will surround them.
Show the hunt is on. Treasure hunting. Treasure hunting.
Unit offline. Unit offline. Unit enhanced.
Domestic quiet. Die by my king.
Unit offline. Unit ready. Missile cancel. Unit ready. Missile cancel. Nuclear missile launched.
Alright, cool.
Objective complete. Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one. New objective received.
Iberium is calling.
Okay, so we're gonna open with scavengers this game because we're against Nod. And I feel like he might go wheels.
Unit ready.
Scavenger seeking.
Alright, so he's gone lasers first. Interesting.
Turning trash.
So we'll start harassing them with the scavengers, but we're mostly just gonna get flamers to kill them.
Unit ready.
Flames will surround.
Looking roaming for riches.
Do not look here. My flames.
Ready to hunt.
Some flamers of his own. We're gonna need to go into wheels.
Treasure hunter here.
They will go up in
Scavenger.
Building online. Unit ready.
honor.
After prowling the battle. Looking to pick up the pieces.
Alright, so we'll try and stay nearby with the scavengers to make sure we get the money. There we go.
Ready to hunt.
Unit
Treasure
ready.
hunting.
Be the flip.
Treasure hunter. Ready to salvage. Scavenger lurking.
Unit offline.
Turning trash. Scavenger.
Unit ready.
Ready roaming for riches. Scavenger lurking.
He's on Basilisk. Oh, sorry, Banshee. I don't know why.
Unit
I'm like a stealth tank and kill that. Looks like he wants my harvester more than the missile. And he didn't get the missile, so I guess that worked out. Didn't get the harvester either though, so it didn't work out really as he wanted. Not the best boost I've ever seen right there. Suiciding the Banshee, but you know,
Scavenger lurking.
each to their own I guess. I think he really wants this harvester.
Still malfunctioning. Stay quiet, stealthy and healthy. Lurking in the shadows. Your command. Can't shake them. Can't shake.
I don't think I want him to have my harvester.
Your command. Your command.
Ooh, a cyborg. Alright, let's get some flamers.
The shadows.
Fire starter ready.
Maybe it's going for my harvester. It is going for my harvester, of course it is. Wow, this guy wants my harvester real badly.
Unit offline.
Wow, he's going for my harvester again. That's actually unreal. This guy has spent the entire... He's thrown basically the whole game going after my harvester. Yeah, he just spent the entire game trying to kill my harvester and lost both missiles because of it.
Enemy base destroyed. Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one. New objective available.
Carefully now.
So I think we're going to go scavs first. Well, we'll wait and see what this is. Alright, let's get some scavengers. It's militants. Alright, so we're going to get scavengers and we get flamers and put them in front of the scavengers. He's walking up to me. This is a mistake he made here because if you walk up next to the spawn point, then it's very easy for your opponent to do what I did, which is spawn a unit that kills the unit you've walked up. And you don't have time to react, so he just threw away his rifles basically and gave me 10 Tiberium. There's a chemical buggy. Alright, that's not good for me. We're going to run away from that. And we have to probably save for a Giga cannon, I guess. I could go stealth tank, but yeah, I'm going to go Giga cannon here, I think.
Looking to hunt. He's on.
Honor. Flames are moving. Flame trooper ready.
Treasure hunting.
Another one. Interesting. A little surprised he went for another one. Should be pretty easy to stop his attack.
Unit offline. Unit offline. Nuclear warhead launched.
Alright, so we do hit the first missile, back the Giga up, get self-tank with the Banshee. Let's boost the self-tank because we're going to need to kill another Banshee.
Stay quiet.
Also a Venom. A lot of work for my stealth-tank today. And we're going to get Flamers. I'll kill the Venom and then I'll use the wheels to block for the Giga. I'll boost the stealth tank for the Banshee. Hopefully we can kill it in time. It's looking close. Just about. We do preserve our Giga cannon. Stealth tank's probably going to go down here. Yeah, it does, sadly. But we should get some kills on these bikes. Get some more money back. Then we'll make a fresh Giga and make some more scavengers to protect it. I'll boost the Giga to kill the chemical buggy. And then we'll get a stealth tank to go bottom. Right, we've already won. Alright, cool. We had it pretty locked up. The stealth tank would have killed the Banshee bottom anyway. Alright, 8-2. It's a new version of GIGALISK. I would say I wouldn't recommend playing this deck, honestly. I don't think there's any reason to play GIGALISK anymore. GIGALISK existed as a counter to an avatar meta, and we just don't have an avatar meta anymore. So I don't think there's any purpose behind playing the Basilisk. I think it's just a pointless unit now. Also, since the original video of GIGALISK, Wheels and Flamers have both been nerfed, and Stealth Tank has been nerfed. So 3 of the core units no longer are as good. Laser drones and Venoms are better. So there's more cheap air you need to deal with than there used to be. Tanks are no longer the dominant force in the metagame. So Giga is no longer a good counter. Like, back when everyone was playing tanks and flamers, Giga was an excellent choice. But now a lot of people are playing air, so I think Giga is a pretty weak choice. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this deck, but if you do want to play some GIGALISK, I think this is probably the final updated version. I think I would play this version here, which is very similar to the old version. You just replace the lasers with scavengers. But yeah, I just wouldn't recommend it. Alright guys, see you next time.